friends. This is Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead. And I thought I would just pop in with this quick video on beating the winter blues, otherwise known as seasonal affective disorder, also referred to once in a while as depression, although I don't think that doctors believe it's a clinical type depression. The fact of the matter is that many of us struggle during the winter months and other times too, seasonally, with just feeling down, with feeling blue. And there are things you can do about this. There are some strategies that I employ for myself that are fairly effective and really help me stay upbeat and happy and just help manage these dark months. Some of us get really depressed. And if this is the case for you, where you just can't get out of bed and you're really struggling, you should probably go see a medical doctor and get some help. But in the meantime, for the majority of us, I've got some strategies that could possibly work and at least will make your life easier and more enjoyable during these times. All right. So what is a seasonal affective disorder? Basically, it's a combination of different things. Most people experience it during the winter time when the days are very short. There's less sunshine. Maybe people aren't getting outside at all. And I know some people who just never see the sun in the wintertime. And we need the sun. We need that light. To help us out. We need other things too, but definitely we need some sunshine. So when our days are shorter, we definitely can be impacted. And the other thing is it's cold outside. It's often gloomy. And then to top it off, we've got the holidays. And for some people, the holidays are amazing and fun and they love them. For other people, and I'm going to admit to being one of these, I struggle during the holidays. I always feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. My presents aren't good enough. I mean, it's really a struggle. And then there's the financial impact. And I'll be honest, it's really a hard thing. So there are a number of different reasons why people experience seasonal affective disorder. Those are just a few. There are others as well, but basic life stress. We're nearing the end of 2021 for Pete's sake. And oh my gosh, wasn't 2021 just something else? I don't know about you, but for me and the people in our community here, it's been a struggle in many ways. So anyway, let's talk about how I handle my own low moods and seasonal affective issues and bouts of minor depression, anxiety, things like that. So here we go. Number one, the first thing I like to do is to create a home environment that is peaceful and that is beautiful. That's going to mean different things to every person, obviously. We are rather rustic here. So things that make me happy are flowers, natural elements. For other people, it might be other things. But I know when I walk into my home, it fits me and it's comfortable. So if you're living in a place where you're not really comfortable, that you don't embrace walking into, you might want to do some things to change that, whatever that is. I need to have plants around me all the time. I have multiple plants in every single room of the house, and I love them. They bring life. They bring joy. I try to have flowering plants around at all times too, and that makes me feel good. I love candles. Inviting music. If I'm cleaning the house, I'll play some upbeat music and find joy in that activity, even though I really don't like cleaning the house. But obviously we have to, so let's make it a good time. So that's one of the things you can do, is create a cozy, happy environment, a warm, inviting environment. And if you are a person who's social, invite friends over, give people a telephone call. If you're more like me and you're very introverted and quiet and you don't get energy from being around a lot of other people all the time, then, embrace that too. But definitely you want a beautiful home environment. Another thing that you can do, and this is related to your home environment, is pay attention to your lighting. Okay. Natural light is the best light. So if you can open those windows up and let the sun shine in and just find joy in being able to look out the window and see the outside world, even if it's freezing cold outside or windy or rainy or whatever it is, natural light is the best. In addition to that, we just mentioned candlelight, but you can also use the bulbs that have the daylight description on them, because they will have a spectrum of UV rays that can sometimes even mimic the sun, and that can be very helpful. So definitely paying attention to your lighting can be very, very helpful. Another thing with lighting is I call them happy lights. I don't have any right here, but they're like little strings of the gold lights or yellow lights, and I will hang them in random places just to be sparkly and be pretty. And they will add a little bit of fun too, even in your kitchen, on top of your kitchen cupboards and unexpected places like that, or in between the greens on your plants. They can be really, really pretty and just make you feel happy in your home. So light serves a number of purposes. If you get the UV lights, it helps your mood. And then if you get just pretty lights, it helps your mood. I love lights, and candles are wonderful. Another thing you can pay attention to, and this is seriously, you guys, a thing, is scent. Scent evokes memories and emotions, number one. On a therapeutic level and chemically, scent can actually uplift your mood because of certain molecules contained in essential oil. I'm talking about not fragrance oils or fake scents. You want to definitely be working with real natural scents. If you love potpourri, if you love cinnamon, if you love clove, then you can create those scents in your home using natural essential oils, and feel great when you walk into your house or just sitting around relaxing. So you can create energizing scents, you can create relaxing scents, but I really, really love paying attention to scent in my home, and even in certain rooms. Like in my bedroom, I have a diffuser, and it's set up with relaxing scents, or candles with relaxing scents like lavender or chamomile, or Nardistachys jatamansi, which is also known as nard, it's kind of a sedative essential oil. It's very beautiful and it's very soothing. Sweet marjoram is another one, just really helpful in the bedroom. If you want to have a little aphrodisiac touch in your bedroom, you can add a little bit of ylang ylang. I should just do a whole video on that topic, because there are things you can do in every single room of your house that can enhance your home environment. But anyway, pay attention to scent. In fact, I'll share a recipe at the end of this with you for energy. All right. And then music. We've mentioned music briefly, but putting on happy music, joyful music. I like to listen to popular Christian music. I also like to listen to classical music. I also like to listen to world music like Lorena McKenna. It's one of my favorites. And country music. I love Dolly Parton. Doesn't she just bring joy to every situation? So music is important. So whatever turns you on, listen to that. And then, of course, do you think I would get by without mentioning diet? No, you need to be paying attention to the foods that you eat and consume. We all know, I'm not going to go deeply into this, but we all know that sugar, bread, dairy, foods are inflammatory. They can literally affect your mood. So pay attention to what you're eating. I always suggest to clients, if we're just beginning, to reset your diet. I like the Whole30 protocol, because what you're doing is you're eliminating inflammatory foods and you're resetting your entire body, and that includes your mind and your emotions, and really starting off fresh. And at that point, you can start introducing different kinds of foods one at a time to see how you respond. When I did this a few years ago, I discovered to my horror that dairy foods are an inflammatory food for me. And I was so sad, because I love cheese and I love cream in my coffee. And so now I don't keep dairy completely out of my diet. I happen to think dairy is wonderful for most of us. I have a Swiss background, so, Swiss cheese. Literally, I love cheese. And so I eat it very moderately now, and I enjoy it. But pretty much, I definitely pay attention to how my body reacts with food. And some foods can even make you feel depressed. Take sugar, for example. Too much sugar will give you that high, and then you crash. Okay. It's not a good thing. Another thing I'm going to mention here is exercise. So if you can, please try to get outside and walk, just a good walk in nature for 30 minutes a day. It's not much. It's not going to get you in peak athletic performance form, but it's going to elevate your mood. It's going to make you feel happier. You're going to feel better. You're going to have a little endorphin release, and it's just going to generally help. I know when I'm exercising consistently, my anxiety levels are much lower than when I'm just not, or when I'm too busy, or I'm making the excuse that I'm too busy. So get outside and exercise. Doesn't have to be a big deal. All right, let's talk about some herbs. I know you were waiting for me to get to the herbs, right? Not leaving them out. So there are some herbal categories that you can pay attention to that will help your mood. One of those are the adaptogens. Adaptogenic herbs get into your body when used consistently over time. You can't just take them once or twice. These will take a month or so to start working in your body. But what they do is they help your body support the stress response. So if you're under physical stress, mental stress, work stress, emotional stress, if you're going through a hard time, like a move or maybe a divorce or another huge life occurrence, if you have been supporting your body with adaptogen herbs, your body's nervous system and your ability to basically deal with what's going on, mind, body, and spirit, is truly enhanced. And there's a whole science that goes into that, and I should really talk about that one day too. But what you want, the herbs, my favorite ones are ashwagandha for stress response, helping with that cortisol output in your body. Ashwagandha is wonderful. Use it daily, okay? Another one I really love is, and I like this one for not only the stress response, but managing energy, is rhodiola. So I like taking rhodiola in the beginning part of the day because it supports energy levels. And then I also just really love eleuthero. And eleuthero is another one that supports your energy. So here's the Latin names of those. You'll want to know these because eleuthero actually has some different ways it's known. So Eleutherococcus senticosus, and I'll write these in the description below. Rhodiola rosea is another one. And Withania somnifera is the ashwagandha. That one is also really good to take in the evening because it supports a healthy rest. It's not a sedative. It's not a relaxant like other herbs are, like chamomile or valerian or lavender. But Withania somnifera, i.e. ashwagandha, it supports a healthy sleep and rest response in your body. And again, I just want to say once again, please, herbs are not drugs. You're not going to take an herb and have an immediate, well, sometimes you will, have an immediate reaction like you will a drug. And in fact, often you will. But if you want to support your body really well and in a really healthy way, there are certain herbs that you want to take over time. And your adaptogen herbs are in that category. Very, very helpful for stress. And then here are some other things that I like to take to supplement with. I like Irwin Natural Sunny Mood formulas in the wintertime. There's a lot of vitamin D, D3, which I didn't even mention. You can supplement with vitamin D3, also helps your immune system. It contains rhodiola. The formula I use contains saffron and a few other herbs that are just really helpful. And I find that blend is very good for me. I also make an herbal tea that supports mood as well. And I drink that, on a daily basis. So herbs are great. Essential oils that are wonderful for enhancing your mood and also the scent of your home. But for therapy, wise, the citrus oils are amazing. These citrus oils contain D-limonene, and they not only enhance the white blood cells in your body and help your immune system, they do uplift your mood. There's just something about that chemical when it hits our olfactory bulb and then gets into the limbic system of the brain that uplifts your mood. It makes you literally feel happier. Now, is it going to like give you extreme joy? No, you're just going to feel a little better. Okay. Orange, mandarin, tangerine, bergamot. These are some that you can use. Others that are really helpful are, I mentioned ylang ylang earlier. That one's very nice and you don't need very much of it. Lavender helps to calm and lift at the same time. Okay. So those are a few ideas. And now I'm going to share an essential oil recipe with you. This one is for energy and focus and also helps the mood. And I really like this one. I like it when I'm driving. I like it when I'm writing. I like it like writing something on the computer. I just like it when I need a little burst of energy. So here's the oils that you have in this. There's lemon essential oil. There's peppermint essential oil. There's spearmint essential oil. And there's rosemary essential oil, okay? And let's just walk through what each of these does. So the first one up is your lemon essential oil. And I like to add about, if I'm going to put it into a diffuser, I'll add about 6 drops of lemon. Lemon cleans the air, it's antimicrobial, it lifts the mood, and it supports your immune health. So one of my favorites, okay? So go ahead and add in, I should write this down because I'm making this recipe up off the top of my head. Sorry, I do that a lot just because I know the oils so well. Let's go ahead and we're going to say 4 drops of lemon essential oil. And I will write this into the description below too. Next up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use 3 drops of spearmint essential oil. I want to talk about spearmint for a moment because it's often overlooked. It's an overlooked essential oil. It smells like a mint, but it's soft and it's sweet. And I really, number one, just like the scent of it. But the other thing is that spearmint in conjunction with rosemary has been clinically proven in a study, I think it was done in 2013, where they tested it on people and it was proven, the pair was proven to improve focus and to improve cognition and energy levels. So I really like this pair together. All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and add in 2 drops of peppermint. Okay. And I love peppermint for energy. It contains menthol and some other great chemicals, but it really wakes you up and super good for energy, okay, without being harmful to your system. I really like it, especially when I'm driving. Finally, 1 drop of your rosemary. Now, I just want to say, rosemary is pretty powerful, and I just want to mention safety indicators for diffusion with these. They're really, for diffusion, there really aren't any, but if you're diffusing around young babies, I would just leave out the peppermint, okay? For children under the age of 5 or so, leave the peppermint out and just maybe add in a couple of extra drops of spearmint. But otherwise, if you're diffusing in a large room and you have children and they're just running around and in and out, it's probably just fine. But I've diffused peppermint around my own children for a really long time and never had any issues. But just be aware, safety-wise, peppermint, especially strongly in the face, can cause breathing problems for some children, especially very young ones. And then, of course, there's rosemary. Rosemary is a beautiful, beautiful herbal, green-smelling scent, and it's wonderful for your brain health as well as just being able to think better. Some aromatherapists will tell you that it can affect people with high blood pressure. Now, I am a person with high blood pressure that I manage naturally, 100%. And I can tell you that if there is too much rosemary in a formula, it bothers me. Okay. It doesn't like sky high my blood pressure or anything. It just bothers me. So I keep the amount of rosemary I use in my diffuser blends relatively low. But according to Dr. Robert Tisserand, in his book Essential Oil Safety, which is the go-to for aromatherapists for safety, there's actually no proof at all that rosemary affects or increases high blood pressure. So just be aware of that. And as always, and anytime you're using herbs or essential oils, you should be paying attention to how you're feeling. And if you start feeling nauseous or you start feeling bad, just simply turn off the diffuser, open a window, or step outside and get some fresh air. You'll be fine because the effects don't last very long, okay? All right. Actually, and I should do another video on diffusing around pets and children too. There are some things you should know. A lot of it's just common sense. But anyway, you guys, those are some strategies that work for me for dealing with the winter blues and just helping me get through these cold, dark days a little more easily. I hope they help you too. Hey, if you want my free herbal remedy guide, go to the description below, or I tried to put it in a card up here. So hopefully it'll show up and you can grab that. It's free. Another thing I have for you if you want is to take my 5-day Herbal Foundations email course. This is an email course that's delivered to you via email. You can save the emails, and there's a lot of information in that course. I get great comments on it all the time, and it will help you just dive into herbalism a little bit and start making your own home remedies. And there you go. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Subscribe and please hit like if you liked this. And I will talk with you soon. This is Heidi at Healing Harvest Homestead signing off.